Hello, everybody. How are you? That table is? Well done. I'm John Dean, and on behalf of the UDEN committee, welcome to UDEN 11, which is a panel discussion about financing a creative business, a topic that no one's interested in knowing about. The panelists, by the way, have all told me that they're just going to leave piles of money on the side at the end, and you can just help yourself, which I think is very great of them. So thank you all so much for coming and for continuing to support our efforts to build a community of the digital entertainment industries in Utah. And as usual, it happens with these meetings, people turn up late. So we thought we'll say 5:30, we'll start at 5:45. And what happens? They come at 6. So we're going to go ahead and start anyway. So we're back here at the location we held our first ever UDEN meeting at the Zions Tower, in the Founders Room. And we'll be hearing from Zions Bank tonight as part of our panel discussion. But first, please do join me in thanking Zions Bank for sponsoring tonight's event. Thank you, Zions. Out of interest, by show of hands, how many of the people here tonight are actually interested in raising funds for their creative business? How many people? That's pretty good. And how many of you have tried to raise funds but have so far been unsuccessful? Okay, almost the same number. And how many of you have tried to raise funds but have been successful? Okay, there's a few, which is very good. And this last one, I need real honesty for here. How many of you are planning to catch Pokemon during the meeting? Okay, then. See, that's where the numbers really are. Okay. So to tonight's agenda. So UDEN's mission is to bring together Utah's digital entertainment creators into a community that will grow bigger and stronger by working together, figuring out common needs, facilitating networking such as tonight to enable local collaborations, and providing help, expertise, and resources where we collectively see the need. One of the questions we get most of all is, how can I raise money for my project or for my company? And we also hear, why don't lenders like to finance game companies or film projects? In our meeting last month, we discussed the things to know when starting a business. So this month, we've convened another expert panel to talk about financing a business. Of course, much of this would apply to any business, but tonight we want to get beyond that and really get into the specifics of why it's so hard to finance a creative business. And given that we know that it is already, what can creative businesses do to improve their chances of attaining that finance? So shortly, we'll introduce you to our expert panel, and they'll give you their thoughts, and Craig Bott will moderate what promises to be a very lively discussion. But we do want to spend a lot of time tonight letting the panel also talk with you. So we'll be opening the conversation to the floor for your questions. Now, a few points of order, if I may. When you ask a question, please could you stand up, state your name and your question clearly, and I'd also ask our panel if they could make sure that they repeat the question so that everybody else that doesn't have a microphone can actually hear what question they're answering. And then when the panel discussion's over, I'll be back again, maybe a song or two, taking a few requests, but I'll wrap up the formal part of the evening. And then please stick around for an hour and network with everybody else here, because maybe you want to ask more questions of our panelists one-on-one. Perhaps you'd like to talk to one of us at UDEN about volunteering, or perhaps sponsoring one of our future meetings, or getting some help on a particular issue, because we're here to help. Or maybe just to network, to catch up with friends, or even make new contacts. Our regular members know that it's our goal to create a community of the creators of digital entertainment in Utah. UDEN meets regularly, so to all of our new friends here tonight, we will hope that you will join us and help build that community for the long-term good of all that choose to live and work here.